This is my cast that I got from my first ever trip to the hospital. When I first arrived at the hospital, I was really panicked and overwhelmed, but when I met my orthopedic technician Andy, he made me realize there was nothing to be afraid of and that I was safe there. He's my superhero.
Hi there, my name's Andy. I work at the Children's Hospital and I'm an orthopaedic technician. That means that we fix broken bones. Our working day is that we actually have a list of injuries that we have to go through. We have to look at x-rays, we look at the broken bones. Obviously we need to be aware that the child's going to come in with either an arm that's broken or a leg that's broken, and we need to be aware of actually fixing that problem.
Taylor was 10 years old when he first went to the Children's Hospital. He was admitted because he broke his thumb on Christmas Day.
I was on a chair and I pushed on the back of the chair. It flipped over and I landed on my thumb. It was one of those big, heavy old chairs.
And after a couple of weeks, his original cast needed to be replaced.
When Taylor first came in, just like any other kid, he was really nervous.
I was so glad to have Andy as my technician because when I first went into the hospital, it was very welcoming, but I still wasn't sure because I was very overwhelmed. But when I met Andy, all he talked about was everything on the good side, nothing on the bad side, and just made me feel like a VIP patient.
You could really see he was really relaxed and really loosening up to the experience.
As a parent, it's really difficult when you see your child is nervous and uncomfortable and worried about what's going to happen next in the hospital. But when Taylor and Andy met, it was like they already knew each other. Andy made Taylor feel really comfortable, he explained everything to him really well, and just made him stop worrying about what was going to happen next because he knew he could handle this. I'm really glad that we had Andy as our orthopaedic technician.
One of my favourite memories with Andy was when I had to come back and get my cast taken off. There was this machine he took out, and from what he told me, it was a tickle machine.
The tickle machine is like a giant toothbrush with a vacuum cleaner, and that'll help to split the cast open.
The blade of the tickle machine kept getting really hot, but whenever I said it was a tiny bit hot, he'd take it off and let it cool down. And I just felt like he was just being really caring, and I had no other worries in the world.
All through that process, he was explaining everything to Taylor, what he was doing and how that was going to work.
It felt really good to help Taylor. By the end of it, I could see he was really loosening up. And hopefully at the end of that, he had a really great experience, which in the future, he's not going to have a problem coming back to see us. We don't want to see him again, but you never know what happens.
When he first went to go to the Children's Hospital, he was really nervous. And then the second time when he had to go back, it's like, we've got this.
I didn't have to think twice about putting Andy down for the superhero nomination. He definitely deserved it, and all he ever talked about was just plain positivity.
Well, I was really surprised about being nominated for this award, and it's absolutely fantastic that Taylor actually put my name forward, because everything that I do throughout the day is always to help the kids have a great experience. And thank you very much, Taylor, for this nomination.
Andy was an obvious choice for this award because when you go to the hospital, you want someone helping you who is really positive and has a lot of energy and works really well with the children. And that's everything Andy was. Andy, from our entire family, thank you so much for the amazing work you've done.
Taylor and your family, thank you very much for this opportunity to be sat here and being nominated for this award. And it's really great to know that you are really, from seeing you in day one, being really nervous, to your last appointment, and your experience hopefully was really, really fantastic. And thank you very much again.